You can see the rest of this at cspan.org. Going live now to President Obama and Middle East leaders who've concluded a day of meetings at the White House. This is in advance of the first face-to-face meetings between Palestinians and Israelis since December 2008.
Good evening, everyone. Tomorrow, after nearly 2 years, Israelis and Palestinians will resume direct talks in pursuit of a goal that we all share. Two states, Israel and Palestine, living side by side in peace and security. Tonight, I'm pleased to welcome to the White House key partners in this effort, along with Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and the representative of our quartet partners, former Prime Minister Tony Blair. President Abbas, Prime Minister Netanyahu, Your Majesty, King Abdullah, and President Mubarak. We are but 5 men. Our dinner this evening will be a small gathering around a single table. Yet, when we come together, we will not be alone. We'll be joined by the generations, those who have gone before and those who will follow. Each of you are the heirs of peacemakers who dared greatly. Begin and Sadat, Rabin and King Hussein. Statesmen who saw the world as it was, but also imagined the world as it should be. It is the shoulders of our predecessors upon which we stand. It is their work that we carry on. Now, like each of them, we must ask, do we have the wisdom and the courage to walk the path of peace? Now, all of us are leaders of our people who, no matter the language they speak or the faith they practice, all basically seek the same things: to live in security, free from fear, to live in dignity, free from want, to provide for their families, and to realize a better tomorrow. Tonight they look to us, and each of us must decide, will we work diligently to fulfill their aspirations? And though each of us holds a title of honor, President, Prime Minister, King, we are bound by the one title we share. We are fathers, blessed with sons and daughters. So we must ask ourselves, what kind of world do we want to bequeath to our children and our grandchildren? Tonight, and in the days and months ahead, these are the questions that we must answer. And this is a fitting moment to do so. For Muslims, this is Ramadan. For Jews, this is Elul. It is rare for those 2 months to coincide. But this year, tonight, they do. Different faiths, different rituals, but a shared period of devotion and contemplation. A time to reflect on right and wrong. A time to ponder one's place in the world. A time when the people of two great religions remind the world of a truth that is both simple and profound. That each of us, all of us, in our hearts and in our lives are capable of great and lasting change. In this spirit, I welcome my partners, and I invite each to say a few words before we begin our meal, beginning with President Mubarak, on to His Majesty King Abdullah, Prime Minister Netanyahu, and President Abbas. President Mubarak.
السيد الرئيس باراك أوباما، جلالة الملك عبد الله الثاني، الأخ الرئيس محمود عباس، السيد رئيس وزراء بنيامين نتنياهو، السيد توني بلير. يسعدني أن أشارك معكم اليوم في إعادة
in relaunching direct peace negotiations between Palestinians and Israelis. Like you and the millions of Palestinians, Israelis, Arabs, and the rest of the world, and the people of the Middle East and the world, look forward to have these negotiations as a final and decisive negotiations, and that it will lead to a peace between the two parties within 1 year. Our meeting today would not have taken place without the considerable effort exerted by the U.S. President and his administration and under the leadership of President Obama. I pay tribute to you, Mr. President, for your personal serious commitment and for your determination to work for a peaceful settlement of the question of Palestine since the early days of your presidency. I appreciate your preservation throughout the past period to overcome the difficulties facing the launching of the negotiation. I consider this invitation a manifestation of your commitment and a significant message that the United States will shepherd these negotiations seriously and at the highest level. No one realizes the value of peace more than those who have known wars and their havoc. It was my destiny to witness over many events in our region during the years of war and peace. I have gone through wars and hostilities and have participated in the quest for peace since the first day of my administration. I have never spared an effort to push it forward, and I still look forward to its success and completion. The efforts to achieve peace between the Palestinians and Israelis encountered many difficulties since the Madrid conference in October 1999. And progress and oscillation and regression, breakthroughs and setbacks. But the occupation of the Palestinian territory remains an independent, and the independent Palestinian state remains a dream in the conscience of the Palestinian people. There is no doubt that this situation generates great frustration and anger among our people, for it is no longer acceptable or conceivable on the verge of the second decade of the third millennium that we fail to achieve just and true peace. Peace that would put an end to the century-long conflict, fulfill the legitimate aspirations of the Palestinian people, lift the occupation, allow for the establishment of normal relations between the Palestinians and Israelis. It is true that reaching a just and comprehensive peace treaty between both sides has been an elusive hope for almost 2 decades, yet the accumulated experience of both parties, the extended rounds of negotiations, and the previous understandings, particularly during the Clinton parameters of 2000, and subsequent understandings in Taba and with the previous Israeli government, all contributed in setting the outline of the final settlement. This outline has become well known to the international community and to both peoples, the Palestinian and Israeli people. Hence, it is expected that the current negotiations will not start from scratch or in void. No doubt, the position of the international community, as stated in the consecutive statements of the Quartet in particular, in its latest August 20th statement, paid due respect to relevant international resolutions and supported the outline of final settlements using different formulation without prejudice to the outcome of negotiations. It has stressed that the aim of the soon to start direct negotiation is to reach a peaceful settlement that would end the Israeli occupation, which began in 1967, allowing for the independent and sovereign state of Palestine to emerge and live side by side in peace and security with the state of Israel. I met with Prime Minister Netanyahu many times since he took office last year. In our meetings, I listened to assertions on his willingness to achieve peace with the Palestinians, and for history to record his name for such an achievement. I say to him today that I look forward to achieving those assertions in reality, and that his success in achieving the long-awaited peace, which I know the people of Israel yearn for, just like all other people in the region. Reaching just peace with the Palestinians will require from Israel taking important and decisive decisions, decisions that are undoubtedly difficult, yet they will be necessary to achieve peace and stability. In a different context than the one that prevailed before. Settlement activities on the Palestinian territory are contrary to international law. They will not create rights for Israel, nor they are going to achieve peace or security for Israel. It is therefore a priority to completely freeze all these activities until the entire negotiation process comes to a successful end. I say to the Israelis, seize the current opportunity. Do not let it slip through your fingers. Make comprehensive peace your goal. Extend your hand to meet the hand already extended in the Arab Peace Initiative. I say to President Mahmoud Abbas, Egypt will continue its faithful support to the patient Palestinian people and their just cause. We will continue our concerted efforts to help fulfill the aspirations of your people and retrieve the legitimate rights. We will stand by you until the independent state of Palestine on the land occupied since 1967 with East Jerusalem as its capital. We will also continue our efforts to achieve Palestinian reconciliation for the sake of the Palestinian national interest. Once again, I'd like to express my thanks to President Obama, and I renew Egypt's commitment to continue exerting all efforts, sharing honest advice and a commitment to the principles on which Arab and regional policy rests upon. Please accept my appreciation, and peace be upon you.